Welcome to the Darude Weather Show.
And I'm your host, Jack.
And I'm your president of the United States of America. And today we will be discussing hurricanes on today's show of Darude Weather. Hurricanes, also known as typhoons or cyclones in other parts of the world, is a storm with strong gale force winds, which usually come with heavy amounts of rain.
Well, let's get started with how hurricanes form. The first caller in with a correct answer will win the new cool kitchen knives.
Looks like we have a caller.
Yes, hello. Who are you and where do you come from?
Hello, my name is Salim. I come from South Africa.
Okay, Salim. How do hurricanes form?
Well, hurricanes form in tropical places because they need warm, moist air. They form on top of warm ocean water. As wind passes over the ocean surface, water evaporates and rises. Then it cools and forms cumulonimbus clouds. When the water vapor from the ocean condenses to form clouds, it releases its heat into the air. The warm air is then pulled into the column of clouds. As evaporation and condensation happens, it makes the clouds more tall and big. Then when thunderstorms grow taller and bigger, the air at the top of the cloud is becoming cool and unstable. As energy of heat is being released from the cooling water vapor, the air at the top of the clouds become warmer, making air pressure higher, pushing winds away from it. During this, air from lower pressure areas rise and create more thunderstorms. This process makes a large spinning circle of wind, which makes the storm very devastating.
Well, thank you for your time. That was correct.
Oh my god, breaking news! What is it?
There's a huge hurricane in New Orleans, Louisiana. You're a hurricane, Katrina. Well, we already have Stewie Griffin at the scene in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Hi, Stewie.
Oh my god. Hello?
Can you tell us what the storm is like in Louisiana?
Yes, everything's going as planned. Yeah.
Well, everything's just like a typical hurricane. There is a huge cumulonimbus cloud above me.
Well, thank you, Stewie.
Back to the studio.
Our colleague is in a dangerous situation right now. Speaking of dangers, we should teach our fellow listeners how to survive Darude hurricanes that may arrive in the future.
We will now hold another little tournament to see who will provide the most detailed survival guide for hurricane. We will be also providing a free fluorescent green life jacket for the winner of this competition. We have a caller.
Well, I believe we shall hug all the children and give them warmth first, and comfort them with my soothing voice.
Well,
have a great
that
time.
was disturbing. We have another caller. Let's hope that this time we get actual tips on how to survive a hurricane. Hello, my friends. It's your comrade Vladimir. How are you doing? I live in Houston now, but I got birth in Mother Russia.
It's all good. Now, could you kindly tell us how to survive a hurricane just like one happening right now in New Orleans, Katrina?
Well, the one in New Orleans is a barrel-like storm, with winds almost exceeding 280 kilometers per hour. That's nearly as fast as my Russia B2 car. There are some precautions that citizens further northwest should take right now. That is, if they cannot evacuate the city, they should do some of the things I'm going to talk about.
Well, go ahead.
First of all, you should be very cautious and monitor the storm through the news channels on TV. Or you could also access the internet to check things out. The next thing you should do is to secure your shelter. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Hide your vodka, cause a hurricane gonna come in. Objects that are unsecure and unstable should either be brought inside or tied down securely. Turn off some of the utilities if the government or the news channels tell you to. You should keep your fridge to the lowest. because the power might run out. An important action that you should take is to fill your car to the max, and also to turn off your propane tanks in case it blows up. You should also keep emergency cash on you in case the ATM runs out of power. If you are wealthy, you better moor up your boat as well. Water is your first priority in survival, so you better stock up on it. I suggest you fill your bathtub or large containers for easier access and larger volumes of it. That's what I learned from my Alaskan neighbor.
Well, that was one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard in my life. That deserves the award and then some.
Well, thank you, comrade. God bless those people in the storm right now. Well, we also have an announcement to make now. Evacuations are only to be undertaken when your local authorities say so. Also, if you live in a mobile home, like a caravan or the likes, or if you live in high-rise buildings, as well as if you live on the coast, you may also evacuate if you feel the need to do so, if you have dangers nearby.
Also remember that if you cannot evacuate or if you wish to stay, then you must stay indoors by any means. And if you have a safe room or a basement, it is highly recommended that you stay there.
Also, close all the doors and secure them shut, and you better buffer up your external doors. A small room or closet would be an ideal place to stay if you do not have a safe room or a basement. If you cannot do anything that we mentioned, you're still in luck because our last tip of staying under a table should satisfy anyone. Well, that's all, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll storm in next time with more information.
We hope you learned a lot in these 7 minutes of your life. Thank you and God bless.